Hey guys, I'm gonna tell you guys a story of mine that happened around in 2013 or 14 because I don't actually remember exactly when this was done. Well, in 2013 or 14, I remember our whole family came to Korea in the holidays because ever since we went to New Zealand, we decided that every 2 years we'll visit Korea at least once. And that year happened to be one of those years where we actually just visited Korea. And I remember because we don't have a house that we live in, we actually lived with our grandparents, our grandma actually, for a whole week or so. I think it was around 2 or 3 weeks. And I remember there was a time when Agario, I don't know if some of you guys still remember, but Agario was like a huge thing. It started blowing up and everybody started loving it. And I remember because we came in the summer of Korea, it was so boiling hot that most of the times I wouldn't actually go outside. And because I had no friends in Korea, I usually just sat in the house by myself. And I know some of you guys might think that I'm stupid for not having friends in Korea, but let's be honest, I actually never had an education in Korea, so basically I had no school life in Korea, aka I had no opportunity to meet anyone here. Anyways, back to the story. Well, this one day, me and my grandma was in the house by ourselves, and our whole parents and my brother also just went out to hang out with their friends. And I was, like usual, sitting on my computer playing Agario, and my grandma was yelling at me, telling me to take a shower because, you know, I woke up and just got on the computer straight away. So I decided, yeah, I'll take a shower. And for those people who don't know, in Korea how the bathrooms kind of work is that we don't actually have a separate shower booth. The whole ground is actually just soaking wet because there is actually one drain in the middle of the bathroom, and there's just one basic huge shower kind of sink kind of bathroom thing. So there is actually the toilet seat, there is a sink, and there's also the shower, just the tap itself on the other side of the bathroom. And basically when you have a shower and it's just a really hot shower, the whole bathroom just goes very damp, and there's actually no place where it's kind of dry after you have a shower. So I remember I took a shower, and when I started to dress myself, I realized the ground was very slippery, but I kind of underestimated how slippery the ground was. So I decided to kind of, you know, take my time and kind of put on my underwear. But as I did that, I slipped and hit my head on one of the taps that was actually near the bottom of the bathroom. And at the time, I didn't really think of it until a few seconds later when I started feeling this pouring of blood at the back of my head. I realized that it didn't hurt much, but that I was gonna get in huge trouble. I remember my grandma knocking on the bathroom door asking if I was okay. I obviously said I was fine because I didn't really want her to worry. I remember back then I thought my grandma was very old, and I'm not gonna lie, she's still alive today. But I remember me thinking that she was very old, that if I tell this to her, I thought she was gonna have a huge heart attack. So I decided to just keep it for myself and not tell her, even though it was literally pouring blood at the back of my head. So what I decided to do is I decided to just put my wet underwear, put my wet pants on, and it doesn't matter, and just put all my clothes back on and then just go back to my Agario as normally as I could. I remember sitting at the front of the computer, literally pouring blood at the back of my head and hoping that grandma wouldn't find out. And because I was so stupid and I was so young, I didn't really know what to do, so I just tried to wait it out, hoping that the blood would clog up the scar at the back of my head. And I just sat there playing Agario, just hoping that grandma wouldn't notice. There was a few times where grandma basically walked into the room and basically saw me playing on the computer, but she didn't look at the back of my head because obviously my hair was black and the blood, it blended well with it, so you couldn't really see it too visibly. But I remember playing Agario for around 2 to 3 hours until my brother came, and I told my brother as soon as he came in, and I remember him flipping out, calling me an idiot for not actually just going to the hospital straight away. But by the time the 2 or 3 hours in, the blood clogged up at the back of my head, it turned into like a solid brick, and you know, it stopped bleeding, so I was pretty fine. But I remember my brother being very worried, and he took me to the bathroom straight away without actually telling my grandma, and we just basically unclogged all the blood that was at the back of my head. And yeah, we never actually told grandma till now, like 3 or 4 years later, I told my grandma that back then that huge boom sound was actually my head hitting the water tap that was near the bottom of the bathroom. But a lesson learned, I would say, you know, just don't panic at these situations and just think rationally. Obviously I didn't, but I'm glad that my brother was always there to be a bit more smart and to help me, even though he did come 2 or 3 hours late. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. This was another episode of ADMCs, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be releasing more of these, but more stories that happened to me while I was in New Zealand. Anyways, thank you guys. Feel free to like, subscribe, and do all those good stuff if you guys want to. If you don't, it's all goods. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. Catch you on the flip, and I'll see you guys next week. Ciao for now.